Welcome to all for this Bhagavad-gītā session. So, as per last verse, we heard that the blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious and vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. Why it shattered? Anyone can share?
Because they knew that they were not on the right side. They were not doing right. They were wrong in their actions. So they knew they would lose the war. And so they were shattered with the sound of the conch shells.
Thank you, Mataji. Anyone can?
They were scared. They were scared.
Or what?
What's going to happen to them?
Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? Anyone?
Okay. Because Krishna and Arjuna were there on the opposite side.
Yeah, this is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he no need to fear anything, even in the midst of the greatest calamity. Hope you got what I mean to say. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this one now. Why this? I'm seeing some black spots on the screen. Yeah, it is fully black spot now. Can you reshare again screen?
Now I reshare, Prabhu. Is this better? No?
No, still blocking, Prabhuji.
Something blocking? Listen.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm resharing, Prabhu.
Yeah. Okay, meanwhile, I can read the verse. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavad-gītā, chapter 1, text number 20. अतः व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा धृतराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते अशस्त्र सम्पते धनुरुद्यम्य पाण्डवः ऋषिकेशं तदा वाक्यम् इदम् अथामहीपते. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And shall I do synonyms? The synonyms is very important actually to understand and about the verse and all. Atha, thereupon, Vyavasthitan, situated, Drishtva, looking upon, Dhritarashtra, the sons of Dhritarashtra, Kapidvajaha, whose flag was marked with Hanuman, Pravratte, while about to engage, Shastra Sampathe, and releasing his arrows, Dhanuhu, bow, Udyamya, taking up Pandavaha, the son of Pandu Arjuna, Rishikesham, unto Lord Krishna. Tada, at that time, Vakyam, words, Idam, this, Aha, said, Mahipate, O king. Translation. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrow. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Sri Krishna these words. Purport. The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force by the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Krishna on the battlefield, the emblem of Hanuman and the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory. So, because Hanuman cooperated with Lord Rama in the battle between Rama and Ravana, and Lord Rama emerged victorious. Now, both Rama and Hanuman were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and wherever Lord Rama is eternal servitor Hanuman, and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess of fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever, and above all, the Lord of the senses, Rishikesh. Who is the Lord of senses? Rishikesha. Lord Krishna was personally present to give him direction. Thus, all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle in such auspicious conditions arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee, lay the signs of assured victory. So I'll continue other verses also, then we can discuss after that. So verse number 21 and 22. Arjuna vacha Senayorubhyor madhye ratam stapayemi achyuta yavat etam nirikshe aham yuddu kaman avastitham kairmaya sahayodhavyam asmin rana samudhyame. Arjuna said, Senayo of the armies, Ubhayo, both, Madhye, between, Ratham, the chariot, Tapaya, please keep me, my Achyuta, O infallible one, Yavat, as long as, Etan, all this, Nirikshe, may look upon Aham, I, Yodhukaman, desiring to fight, Avasthitan, arrayed on the battlefield, Kai, with whom, Maya, by me, Saha, together, Yodhavyam, have to fight, Asmin, in this, Rana, strife, Samudhyame, in the attempt. Translation, Arjuna said, O infallible one. Who is your infallible one? The infallible one is Krishna. Please draw my chariot between the two armies so that I may see those present here who decide to fight and with whom I must contend in this great trial of arms. Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus he is addressed herein as infallible. The charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotee, a supreme position was not challenged in all circumstances. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishikesha, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord, and similarly, Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotees. So always it is saying, Prabhupada is mentioning that the lordship between the Lord and, the relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. We have to understand this. The servitor is always ready to render service to the Lord. And similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotee. So how it is possible? So we can discuss that. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of understanding him than he does in being the giver of orders. Since he is master, everyone is under his order, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master in all circumstances. As a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come onto the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, so who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading persons present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a peacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. Jai. So, Miranda, oh, sorry. I hope you just followed me following these verses. So, after fear among the followers of the Drashta has been described here, the enthusiasm of the Pandavas is indicated in verse and of Arjuna saw Bhishma and the others standing there with a desire to fight, trying to counteract the defeat of their enthusiasm on hearing the sounds of conch shells of enemies. Arjuna had a flag of Hanuman. This indicates that he had received the mercy of the great. The mercy of the great, who is that? Two are there. So, where Lord Rama and Hanuman was there, there is a victorious. Krishna, close, please. Close. Yes, this one. This one. Yeah. Yes. So when there is Arjuna, I mean on chariot, Arjuna's chariot, Hanuman and Lord Rama was there. In what form of Rama? Rama is sitting as Krishna is not different from Rama. And wherever Krishna is there, there is a victorious. And there is Hanuman. So where Hanuman is on flag, how Hanuman came into Arjuna's flag, we will discuss that. So here, when Rama fought against Ravana, demon Ravana, they both were there. He was assisting, Hanuman was assisting Rama. So there is victorious. So when Arjuna went to Rameshwaram, he inquired by Rama, had to use monkeys to build the bridge to Lanka. He could have used arrows. A small monkey said that the bridge would break. Arjuna said that he could make a bridge of arrows that no monkey could break. The monkey challenged him. If Arjuna won the challenge, the monkey would become his servant. If the monkey won, the Arjuna would commit suicide. Arjuna made a bridge of arrows several times, but each time the monkey broke it. When Arjuna decided to commit suicide, Brahmana Bhai appeared and said the contest should have an arbitrator. Okay. Therefore, again, the challenge was made. This time, the monkey could not break it. He even expanded its form until it was used, but still, he could not break it. The monkey then realized that the Brahmana was his master and exclaimed, Rama. Arjuna recognized him as Krishna. Krishna then advised them not to make contests like this, but reminded the monkeys that he should fulfill his promise by placing himself on Arjuna's flag. Therefore, Arjuna had no trace of fear. Okay. We can see that here in this verse it is mentioned Mahipate. Mahipate means who is the Lord of the earth, Mahipate. As the battle was about to begin, Pravrate, we can say Pravrate means a beginning, like begins. Arjuna spoke these words to Krishna Rishikesha, one who sets the senses in motion. This indicates that there is no doubt about victory for the pure devotees. The Pandavas This indicates that there is no doubt about victory for the pure devotees. The Pandavas, for whom the Lord of all beings, Hari, had great attachment. Mahipate means, O Dhritarashtra. Arjuna then spoke, Achyuta, you do not deviate from your inmate nature, from your affection for your devotees, or from your supreme power, controlled by the quality with fear, without fear. Place my chariot according to my words. The words of your pure devotees. He then speaks of the purpose of doing so. Place the chariot so that I can see who are situated firmly. Purpose of doing so, place the chariot so that I can see who are situated firmly, not trembling in fear. Avastita. In this verse, it is mentioned that Avastita, who are desirous to fight, of fighting. Yodho Kaman, with no desire for compromise. But your fighter, not a spectator. What will be accomplished by viewing this? I wish to see thee at the beginning of the battle, those friends and relatives in whose company I will fight, and those friends and relatives against whom I will fight. This was Arjuna is explaining to whom? Is addressing to O Dhritarashtra. Now, for the purpose, place my chariot between the two armies. Out of friendship, they will make peace. No, there will be no cancellation. The discussion was going on. Then he is telling that no, there will be no cancellation between the two sides. I believe Avekshi, that they are intent on fighting Yotsamam Manam. They are intent on fighting, desiring to please the sons of Dhritarashtra, who is unintelligent. Who is here? Durbuddhi person? Durbuddhi, the ignorant person. Duryodhana, of means for his own survival, ignorant that he is going to die, even in face of this war, which does not sober his intelligence. Therefore, my viewing the rival party in war has been justified. So we can see here, as a pure devotee of Lord Arjuna, so Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come onto the battlefield by the absence of Duryodhana, Durbuddhe, and 21-22 it is mentioned, so that who has never agreeable to any peaceful negotiations. So such kind of people, so we can see in a daily basis. So then how to handle that? Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading person present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a pacemaking endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war. So we could make it out of it, like present situation, whole world is we are doing unwanted things. We have to see, actually, we have to understand what is our need, what is our purpose of life. If we are not knowing that, so then we are deviated. There is this all Pandavas and Kauravas having a war because of deviation by Duryodhana. Here, for us, deviation is that our mind deviates us. How to control our mind? So when you have a proper goal, so you know what to do. So even any challenges and any calamities comes, We focus on the goal and we know how to achieve it. So, but in a certain period, the controlling mind is not easy. Mind is a chanchala. How to control mind? You have to engage in a proper direction. The direction, what direction? We have to know which direction we can keep our mind in a controlled manner. So unless a person is aware of it, he cannot. Here we can see that first, 20th verse, it is mentioning Rishikesha. So to again the word Rishikesha used here in the beginning also, Rishikesha, Panchajanyam. It is actually Rishikesha means he is the master for the senses. When we control our senses at the same time, so we are under control. If we don't control our senses, we cannot achieve the success. How to control our senses? By practicing bhakti yoga. So how do we do that? So we can see that in the for further we can learn this verse that anyway. So I'll let you all know. The Krishna is again designated as Rishikesha, as we have described. But I mean, in the future we will discuss about this. We already might have discussed also in previous classes if anyone mentioned. Bhakti means Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhaktir Uchyate. Bhakti, the whole devotional service program means Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. So Arjuna was meant for serving Krishna. Because he is a Bhakta, Krishna has already addressed him in Bhaktosmi Priyo Asi Rahasyam Hi Etat Uttamam. So he was mentioning that in the further chapters, we can understand that fourth chapter, there is a one verse 4.3. I just read that. So, my dear Arjuna, I am speaking to you the mystery of Bhagavad-gītā. It is mystery. Mystery means very complicated. So who can understand the complicated things? Who is the expert in making everything is mystery? Yeah, we can say easily. Krishna is a mystery man. So he can make everything is miserable. I mean, mystery. Even miserable things he can make it a possible because he is expert in there. He is having control, overall control. So here, always Krishna, he does impossible things to become possible for his devotees. See, here, this was we were discussing how, he is a supreme personality of Godhead. He can, how it is possible he become chariot driver for Arjuna because he loves. When Krishna loves someone, he can go the extent such a way that you can't imagine. Can't imagine. That is the beauty of Krishna. So to own Krishna, we have to have such a love. We should give ourselves to Krishna. How do we give? Through bhakti, but it takes time. Therefore, it is called here it's a mystery. Rahasyam. This bhakti is called Rahasyam. So, but not ordinary Rahasyam. Uttamam. Uttamam means a transcendental, not covered with darkness of material science. But it is brilliant. Daivam Divyam Rahasyam. So ordinary man cannot understand. Therefore, the so they interpret foolishly, speculates and demonstrate their rascaldom. Thus, even big scholars, so they cannot understand because they are not devotee. It is meant for the devotee. The whole Bhagavad-gītā is a transcendental between God and his devotee. The transaction is a transcendental transaction between God and his devotee. There is nothing more. So simple understanding. Just like if you go to the market and two mercantile men taking So it should be understood that he's also businessman. He's also businessman. So what they make out of it? They discuss about business only. So they must be talking something about business. Other than that, what they discuss? It's a natural conclusion. Like that, two businessmen are talking seriously, not that they are discussing Bhagavad-gītā. They don't know anything. Bhagavad-gītā, because they're when a marketplace, they don't discuss two business people. You cannot say that they must be talking about business, something about profit. Just like all the businessmen, they assemble in exchanging, like stock exchange. So there is how in like, okay, and even normal. So two laymen discuss what they discuss. Two laymen, they discuss something which is really not useful for in their life. So we can see in parks. Some I'm not. We are not criticizing anyone. So in generally, if they are not in devotion, if they are not in a proper consciousness, what they discuss, the two people are walking. They're not friends actually. So over a period, every day, daily, working time, they meet together. So in because they follow timings at least. So they have to understand that time is Krishna. Aham kalosmi, Krishna says. So they meet a particular place every day. Some other it makes in a like Krishna's arrangement or something. So they are not devotees, but they meet every day because of they walk around. They discuss. So one person will have dog in hand, one person is just simply jogging and all. They discuss something which is really not useful. Do you expect them to discuss about Bhagavad-gītā? It's really a challenging situation. We cannot expect from them to discuss about Bhagavad-gītā. So like that. So there is talking with each other. Tumultuous sound. The tumultuous sound means one business is talking what is your rate, that is my rate, what is your business, what's going on, what is your stock. These all things happen. Similarly, when there is a talk between the Supreme Lord Krishna and his devotee, so this whole talk is bhakti. It is nothing else. So when we deal with the Lord Krishna and his other avatars, expansions, we do deal the our transaction is bhakti, nothing nothing else other than the bhakti. So that is we have to understand. It is nothing else. They derive some understanding of the jnanis. Philosophical speculators, they discuss something. So they are also candidates. And those who are jnanis actually, they're also encouraged to know what is Krishna. Jnani cha bharata rasava. So they're also interested to know what is Krishna. Jnani. So jijñāsur artho arthati jijñāsa jnani cha bharata rasava. It is in in Bhagavad-gītā verses, very important verse. These four classes of men, provided their background is pious life. Impious life cannot inquire about God or can understand about God. We have several times repeated the verse Yashantva antagatim papam jnanam punya karmanam Dvandvamoha nirmukta bhajante mam dridhavrata. Papis, sinful men, they cannot understand. They understand only think that Krishna is Bhagavan. So I am also Bhagavan. He is an ordinary man, maybe little powerful, historically very famous man. This is wrong because we don't know who is God, what is God, and what how to understand. So we derive, we derive some conclusion. So you say, after all, a man, so I am also man. So why not I am God? Now see, we will come to that conclusion. First we compare initially. Then we see, okay, he is also man, I am also man, he is also speaking, he is I'm also speaking, and laterly we will come to conclusion that. So why not I become a god? So like, see, this is the conclusion of the abhaktas who doesn't know about bhakti. They do this. Not because of- So anyone who is declaring himself God, immediately you should know he is the greatest sinful man. And if you study his private life, like I am saying recently that there is one fellow, Nityananda, is from Bengaluru. We are not criticizing. He is claiming himself as a god. We have seen one of his picture. He was decorating like our Srinivasa Balaji, Govindji, like this and all. He is promoting himself like, I'm a god, and he has created his own world, Kailash, and he started giving like, some lectures. He doesn't anything. He talks about materialism. He talks about Panchabhutam and everything. This guy doesn't have any idea. So these all like, rascals. So you should see what is his past life. This is the like, greatest offense we are doing against Krishna. Otherwise, like, nobody will say that I am God. The false representation. Nobody, any pious man will not do it. He knew what I'm supposed to do. What is my roles and responsibility? What is the purpose of life? That we should understand who I am. Yeah, I am an ordinary human being. How can I climb to take position of God? And they become famous among rascals. Definitely, who climbs? As it is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Swavit Varahustra. Like, what is the verse? It says, Ustra Kare Samsusta Purusha Pashum. Men, and they are very much prized by the general people. So Bhagavatam says that anyone who is not a devotee, who never chants the Hare Krishna mantra, he may be very great man in the estimation of rascals, but he is nothing but an animal. Swabhit Varaha Ustrakhara. So how can you say such a great man? You're saying that animal. Our business is very thankless task. We say man who is not a devotee, he is a rascal. We say that he is not a devotee of Krishna, then he is a rascal. How do we say? He is not my enemy. But we have to say because it is stated by Krishna. If you are really Krishna conscious, then our business is to repeat the words of Krishna. So we have to understand that. That's all. What is the difference between Krishna's representative and not representative? The representative of Krishna will simply repeat what Krishna says. And that's all. He becomes representative. He doesn't require much qualification. You just repeat. Who knows reading? That's enough writing and all. So basic reading is enough. Just have to hear and read from the scriptures and repeat as it is. You don't need to like, something fake it or make it something. They'll put like, sometimes so many this, that, so many stories to prove themselves. They are very intelligent. Like, no, I know I'm a big orator and all. You don't need all this. Just repeat what Krishna said. Because these are not your words, these are Krishna's words. You may not have that much power, but Krishna has. His words have the potency that will change your heart. You have to rely on Krishna's words, not on your own, like, swasakti. This is a foolish thing. Simply repeat what with firm conviction. As Krishna says, Sarvadharman Parityajo Mamekam Sharanam Raja. So one who has accepted this fact that if I surrender to Krishna, my all business is successful, is Krishna representative. That's all. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Any questions? Sridhar Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam.
No.
No questions, Prabhu.
Okay. Right. I hope you all understood the importance of Bhagavad-gītā and what actually whom we have to believe, what we have to do, what is bhakti, why Krishna is helping Arjuna because he is his friend. At the same time, Krishna level leaves his devotees. He can come up to the stage that he will come and does everything he executes for his devotees. One who surrenders him and with firm conviction, like the faith. So such conviction when we have, then definitely we will win any calamities, any challenges in our life with the support of Krishna. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Right, Sridhar Prabhu?